Hey YouTube! So, there's something I want to talk about a little bit, but I have pre-filmed a lot of videos and then I'm like, things are coming up and like when people do live chats and things of that nature. Well, so we're kind of going to squeeze this one in here a bit. There is this idea with really picking your community and having that bond with people during certain times of the year. And there are some people that I hold really, really dear, that I love a lot. But spirituality and all this funky stuff that I love to like basically dive into all the way isn't actually a really big part of our friendship. We've connected on a multitude of other things, and a lot of our beliefs do feed into the things that we talk about, but the actual beliefs and of this nature never really get discussed. I'm finding this minute now with myself where I'm really compartmentalizing people in the sense of like, you go in this box when I'm talking about this, and you go in this box, talk about this. And I'm feeling this weird disingenuous thing, especially around the holidays, where we're supposed to be getting together and catching up, you know, getting to that point where we're like, oh, this is how my life's been going, what do you think? Or not even what you think, but like, and I want to know about yours. We're sharing here. It's a mutual back and forth. And I'm suddenly feeling the urge to not share as much with certain people, or really feeling the need to reach out to other people. I think that's kind of the whole reason I started this YouTube channel. And I just wanted to mention a bit. I made a video, 10 things I'm thankful for with witchcraft, and I was not expecting the response that I got in that video. It's probably my most, not the most viewed video I have, but the most interacted with video that I have. I think this last time I checked was like 34 comments on it and quite a few likes as well. And it was just, everyone was supportive and overwhelming, and apparently a bunch of people felt the same way about witchcraft in general. So that was really damn awesome. And it made me realize how there are definitely, I'm feeling very welcome and understood, and very, like, I'm finding a really great community here on YouTube. Finding myself spending a lot more time on YouTube, and at first I felt a little bit like, oh my god, all I want to do now is like make videos and talk about things, and especially because for me, I'm a writer, creative, just chatty Cathy in general. I really also like talking or writing out, like writing through things for me to understand them better. And so it's really been great to have a channel where I can talk and go into things in detail, my feelings about this time of the year. Like, I can talk about all these things, and there's people out here who apparently are interested and want to listen to me speak for a bit, and there's other people talking about the same things. People talking about all these different aspects and wanting to build a community around that and have these discussions. There is Joey Morris and Chris Ashburn who do great lives on, I believe it's Thursdays and Fridays, and this is the first one I've actually made on time where I haven't like come in midway through. This past one that happened all about, oh, what is the hashtag? I'm gonna forget it now. This is gonna drive you crazy. It was a big pun. It was a pun. Mom's met the pun was, you'll break the mold. There we go. You'll break the mold. And mold as in mulled wine. That would make sense. There it is. And that whole discussion for me was just really, really great. Especially because there were so many things that kind of came up in it that I was like feeling, oh, I have to do this pressure and the Yule versus Christmas thing, and having people to really celebrate with the way you want to celebrate with can be sometimes difficult, especially for people, or if you have anyone to celebrate with at all. And it was such great to have that kind of community. And now I'm trying to figure out how much of that can really go into the part of my life that's not online. I really don't like using like real life in some ways to really describe that, because it is still real. Like, there are people at the other end of this watching this. There are people who are in these live chats, and that is kind of the entire point is that these are real people. We are all having a conversation, a discussion. There's definitely like internet life sometimes, and then the life that you live that's like in person 3D out in the world. I feel a lot of ways where it's just kind of odd and awkward, you know, like especially because we were decorating the office this year where I work for Christmas, or the holidays basically, because there are people of varied faith. I don't think there's anyone who's technically pagan there, and it was weird where the HR person was coming around asking if anyone wanted to help decorate, and I was like, yeah, I will. And she's like, yeah, we have to make sure there's definitely Hanukkah decorations and then Christmas decorations, and we have to make sure that like everyone feels kind of included. You know, if there's anyone with a holiday that she's unaware of, please let her know. And I was like, yeah, well, I follow Yule, but I mean that's pretty much just Christmas stuff. And she was like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And so I explained a little bit about pagan holiday Yule and how it's a lot of old traditions, and she's like, oh, cool, awesome, so we cover you basically with the Christmas tree and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And like that was really kind of cool. And I realized where I was suddenly very hesitant, like it just kind of fell out of my mouth, but I was like really happy it kind of was received so well. And then I have other parts where I don't feel the need to express it, or I don't really know if it's necessary. My best friend who is coming into town, we've again, like I've stated in the beginning of this video, we don't really talk about religion or spirituality or any of those kind of things. Like that was not really the foundation of our friendship in any way, shape, or form. And now suddenly I'm sitting here because so much of my life has become about the witchcraft and the paganism and all of that I'm saying. I'm like, am I feeling disingenuous if I don't tell her about it? She might come stay at my apartment, and I felt very weird for a second. I actually decorated up my altar really pretty for Yule season. I kind of got like a old tree skirt, I put it on it, and I was like feeling all sorts of playful. So it's all decked up with lights and garland and all sorts of things. And for a second I almost didn't do it because, one, I'm probably going to be moving from this apartment soon, but also since she's coming at the end of December, and I, one, have to be careful because she has a baby, and babies and incense and fire and things like herbs that are out and crystals that could be swallowable. Not good to have around. Like, that was just in general like a safety concern. And then I realized, along with the safety concern, kind of came up, I don't know if I necessarily want to have the conversation about what is that thing you've got going on there, because of how close we are. Of course she would ask. I mean, if she ever found this channel, would I be like, oh my god, I can't believe you found it? No. Like, I'm kind of like that with everyone in my life. If you find it, cool. But I am feeling this very kind of closeness and this great community feeling here on YouTube, but I am kind of like, over here in the 3D world, like, it's feeling a weird pull. And I know I'm just kind of like wrapping my head around it because I don't necessarily know if I need to integrate anything else. Maybe it's just kind of getting used to the fact that, you know, not everyone discusses religion all the time. Everyone is like that into it all the time, and I'm definitely a person who likes to dive into things, and they kind of become all I'm thinking about and doing and all of that for a very long time. I like to freaking cannonball into things that I'm doing that I'm passionate about, that really resonate with me, and I can kind of sound to some people like a broken record because I'm constantly talking about things, the same topic over and over and over again. I don't know, I'm starting to realize that there are certain things about me, especially paganism and Yule, that I love talking about, and I'm really happy that I decided to make this YouTube channel. And I'm finding a great community here, specifically around this time of the year, since I'm having so many thoughts about where my life is going and trajectory, and what I kind of want to really let all the witchcraft and paganism bleed in to pretty much everything, and how that's okay. And there's people who are also doing that with their lives, and there's plenty of people on here too who I've heard talk about, especially with the holiday season, like compartmentalization and how that's cool. And that's kind of easier with my immediate family. Like, it's easier just because I know them kind of best, and I can really feel around and go, no, we don't really have to talk about that all the time, or that shouldn't probably be brought up. You know, I've learned recently that me and my mom have really great spiritual conversations. We really enjoy it. It's something that we both love to dive into. She's been hounding me to read this. She calls them the Seth books. I don't know the actual title. I have the copy of it around here somewhere, because that's where a lot of her spiritual ideas are coming from that really resonate with her, and she'd love to know my thoughts on it. Me and her have that really great connection, but my sister and my father don't necessarily anything that's like really in-depth spiritual stuff. Like, I don't know if they really enjoy it, or they just like don't care enough about the topic to really research it as much as me and my mom do, so they can't naturally keep up. I now know it's like, oh, when me and my mom are together, we can like by ourselves, we can totally get really in deep spiritual conversation stuff. But with like sister and my father around, it's not necessarily nice to talk about it because it's not a topic they're totally interested in. I don't know, I'm starting to, you know, fit basically the pagan puzzle piece into my life, and where is it kind of more not just going to be staying in its section, where is it bleeding over into the things, and when is it going to, you know, be brought up in other times where it's like, no, it can stay in its little box, and that's fine. It can have boundaries, and it doesn't invalidate it. It doesn't make it something I'm ashamed of. It doesn't make it something that's off or wrong in any way, shape, or form for me. It just makes something that you know what, with you, it's not going to be a good conversation, so I'm not going to share it. I have great people here on YouTube for that, and I have different people I can talk to spirituality and witchcraft and that stuff with. That was a bit of a ramble, but it's just something I kind of want to talk about because it has been mulling over my head a lot. Hopefully you guys are all having a great somewhat holiday season going on. I guess this will be one of my videos for hashtag yulebreakthemulled. Oh my god, this pun is just not like, it's so many puns in a thing, and I just kind of talking about how I'm kind of working through some things, and how it's not all, this is not an easy Christmas season for me, even though I'm really, really excited for it, or Yule season, like, just that alone, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to play with words, and I'm figuring it all out. It's kind of a whole big hot mess, and like,